Keep living in your right mind. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining today. This is our first program of Keep Living in Your Right Mind, and I'm excited that you joining us today. I'm excited to be a part of We Empower Network. Yes, we are here to empower you, to provide you with positivity, to share information with you for men and women. We have great leaders that are part of this network. So I'm just excited that you are joining us today on this program, Keep Living in Your Right Mind. And I hope you all can hear me. So if you can, just type keep living, type keeping self, type keep living in your right mind, or show me some heart so I can know that we're doing good, okay? I want to go ahead and share with you my story of how this entire platform, started and how I established keep living in your right mind. So let me take you on this quick journey. Is that okay? Okay. So probably about 10 or more years ago, my mom was diagnosed with dementia. And so we became her caregivers. And, even before that, even just growing up and being in the house, and we would say certain things. And for instance, my mom or dad probably say, you need to put on your glasses. And we would say, I don't need glasses. And they would say, keep living. you know, so that's how I got the term itself, keep living. And so, but back to sharing my actual story with you all. My mom was diagnosed with dementia, and we became her caregivers. And we did not have a manual. We didn't know really a whole lot of how to really navigate this journey. I saw my mom caring for her mother. I saw my mom caring for my dad, who had got sick. And so I saw my mom caring for a lot of people. And so a lot of things I learned just from watching my mom be a caregiver. But once I was really wearing those shoes, I started just on a roller coaster, you all, just on a roller coaster, trying to figure out how to really navigate this journey and different signs of seeing my mom maybe putting eggs in a cabinet and things like that really let us know that, hey, there's something wrong here and mom needs some help, and she needs some 24/7 care. So we just all came together and did what we had to do for our mom. But even in that journey, there are things that I just didn't know how to navigate. There are nights that I cried. There are things that I really wanted to turn that clock back. I wanted my mom back before the disease itself. And of course, I'm a believer and I believe that God heals. So I had to continue to just keep my faith, in God, and surround myself around people to help us in the journey. And I'll tell you, it wasn't an easy journey. It wasn't. But with God, we were able to sustain ourselves, keep our minds, and keep living in our right mind, and help our mom have the most joyous experience possible in that journey. And that's really all you can do, as a caregiver. Sometimes we just put so much, weight on ourselves and pressure on ourselves as caregivers because we love our loved ones so much and we want things to be different. But there are times when you really have to give yourself some grace during that process. So even with my mom, being diagnosed with dementia, and there were times where my brother and I, my oldest brother, we sort of share caring for her in our homes, 3 or 4 days here, 3 or 4 days there. Then we got to a point that we were like, hey, we need some additional help, both working, both trying to balance our families. And so we just had, hey, let's find the best place for mom, the best and safest place for her. And so that's what we end up doing. placing her in a memory care home, and found the one that we thought was the best, and we remained visible. We showed up. We took care of our mom. Somebody was there in the afternoon, somebody was there in the evening. But our whole lives and schedules had to be adjusted, you all. We had to rearrange some things to make sure that mom was okay. And that was our responsibility. Our mom was our responsibility. And we did that. I don't regret it whatsoever. But I am here now to make sure, with all the passion that I have for caregivers. We are heroes. We wear our capes, honey. We can do it all. But I am here as your anchor to let you know that you can take care of yourself in this journey. That is your priority. Okay, to take care of yourself. You can make time for yourself, and you can go out and find resources to help you navigate this journey. Don't make it so difficult for yourself. So today, I just want to share with you all some of my top 4 tips when you are actually starting out being a caregiver. Okay, so the first tip is something I just hinted to, is your self-care plan. Yes, when you first start out being a caregiver, for anyone. You could have an adult child that was in an accident, and something happened, and now you need to care for that adult child. It could be your mom or father or aunt, uncle, sister, anyone that you are stepping in to be that caregiver for them. You need to create a self-care plan for yourself. You really do. You really do. I wish I had done that for myself initially. I'll go back again and let you all know. Even growing up, my mom used to always tell me, take care of yourself, Janae. And leaving the house, if I was going somewhere, my dad would say, have fun. And those phrases just stayed with me, that, they were planting those seeds telling me, hey, take care of yourself. My dad was saying, have fun, live life, enjoy, but at the same time, take care of yourself. And sometimes we don't place a lot of priority on taking care of ourselves. Even now, with so much technology, we feel like we have to do so much and do so much and go and go. But it's good to just be still sometime, you all. It's good to just be quiet sometime and get in your quiet place. But the best way to really create you a self-care plan is to practice it. You have to practice self-care. Self-care, you all, is just not really, oh, let me go get my nails done. Let me go get my hair done. Yes, that's part of self-care. But self-care is really sitting down and being honest with yourself, looking at them in the mirror and saying, what do I need to do to ensure that my health is cared for? Maybe I need to go to my doctor and get a good report of my health. What are things that I need to take care of for myself? Stop missing your doctor appointments. Stop pushing those things off to the next day. Okay? So you have to practice taking care of yourself, and you have to do that on a daily basis. Okay? So that's the very first thing you should do, I believe, as a family caregiver, is to practice self-care. Yes, that's right. Your mental, oh my goodness, your mental pulse. You need to know what your mental pulse is. We all say, oh, I'm so strong. I can handle this. I can do this. But you don't necessarily have to be strong and prove to someone that you're strong and that you can take on all of this. That's just setting yourself up. That's just setting yourself up to get stressed out, to have mental issues, not being able to sleep at night. You're just setting yourself up. So just know, as a caregiver, you don't have to prove anything to anyone. You've already really done it when you took on the role of being a caregiver. So you don't have to prove anything to anyone. You have to set yourself up. So in the journey itself, you are able to say, hey, I can take care of myself. And the second one I have for you is family Communicating with your family. You need to have a family meeting. That's the second tip. You need to have a family meeting. You need to sit down. I know you make all the decisions. I know you got it all together. I know you don't need no help. But you need to sit down with your family. If that's four of you all, 10 of you all, three of you all, two of you, you need to sit down with your family and have a discussion about your loved one's care based on the physician's care plan. So, whatever that may look like for you. Again, my mom had dementia, so her care plan may look different than what your care plan may be for your loved one. But you need to sit down and you need to talk about that with your family, and you need to communicate the plan for your loved one. You need to communicate that, and you need to make sure that you have that support within your family. Okay, that's very important. We don't talk a lot about certain things because we just want to keep quiet. But there are things that you need to discuss because in this life, we just don't know when God gonna whisper our name. He could whisper your name before your loved one. So there are things you need to communicate and make sure you are aware of when you are talking about your loved one, and make sure your family, even your kids. I had, of course, my sons were younger when I first started taking care of mom, and they would go with me, to the memory care home, and I'm there helping her, with her shower, combing her hair, getting her ready for bed at night. They would be with me, and I would talk to them about mom's current, experience and her journey and what we're going through. And I remember my oldest son one day, we were coming out of a memory care home, and he looked at me and he said, Mama, you're such a good daughter. And that just touched my heart to let them see that I'm just doing what I'm supposed to. But it's good when your family can give you encouragement and help you know that, hey, you're moving in the right direction. So don't leave people out. Okay, you're setting yourself up when you leave people out of the conversation, when you leave people out of the experience, out of the journey, you're setting yourself up. The third thing is to well, this is just a good segue into support system. You have to create and develop a good support system. You have to. I mean, if you don't have a support system and you're trying to navigate this journey of being a caregiver by yourself, something is wrong with you. I'm just going to say it. Something is wrong with you. If you continue to think that I am strong and I can do this by myself, even the strongest person cannot take on this journey by themselves. You need a support system. And maybe that support system is not your immediate family. There are situations that I've heard of that, maybe they just can't depend on their family. So now you have to reach outside of your family. Maybe your sister group, your sister friend group, maybe someone at church, maybe someone at work. But you have to ask those questions to help develop a good support system. And you have to also be open to their feedback and in what capacity that they can support you. Maybe somebody can just come by 2 or 3 hours a day or on the weekend, and maybe that's all they can offer. And if that's all they can offer, that's good. Take those 2 or 3 hours. You may need to sleep. You may need to take a nap for those 3 hours, whatever that looks like. Maybe someone can help you with chores around the home. Maybe somebody can pay to have a cleaning service to come in and help you with cleaning the home or doing laundry or fixing meals for you. But if they don't know what you need, then how can they help? How can they help? How can they help if they don't know what you need? Okay. So a support system is the third tip that you really should write down and take note of and start developing a support system if you don't have one. And the fourth one is estate planning, life insurance. And these are not really, y'all, the tips are not really in a particular order. But, estate planning and life insurance, having life insurance, someone may say, well, Janae, that's number one. And it may be number one on your list. But I always say that self care, creating a self care plan for yourself is also number one because anything can happen, and if you're not good, if your health is not good, your mental state is not good, if you're not living in your right mind, then how can you take care of your loved one or anyone else? But yes, estate planning, having life insurance, okay? That is, yes, Empress, that is so important, okay? If you don't do anything else, make sure you have life insurance, you all. They even have, of course, final expense. Some people may say, well, I can't afford a big life insurance policy. They have final expenses policies as well. So today, if you don't have a life insurance policy for yourself or for your loved one, you again setting yourself up for failure. You are in this journey for headache, for stress, because anything could happen. And I don't want you to be at the point of not having these resources in your hand at the time that you need them, so it can help you have a less stressful journey. Okay, that's like one less thing you can be concerned about is, hey, did mom or dad or did I still have that life insurance policy on my daughter or my son, or did my sister have a life insurance policy? Ask those questions. Ask. Don't be, well, we don't talk about that, or that's their business. Let's just stop doing it. Ask questions, you all. Ask. All they can say is yes or no. But at least you have the information and the knowledge to know if they have a life insurance policy or not. Okay. So estate planning, if you need to get with someone in reference to estate planning, I will definitely this time post that information for you all and the other resources that I have. Okay. And so those are the four tips that I have today. I have so many tips for you all, so much information I want to share with you all. But those are the four tips. And when we come back, I'll share with you some resources, some good resources to start you off being the best caregiver that you can be. Okay?
Hi, guys. It's Tina Wynn, your host of the podcast, You See Me. I want you guys to stay encouraged, continue to come out and see me, and most importantly, see yourselves. Remember, the only way that you can truly enjoy life is to see other people so that you can enjoy the beauty of seeing yourself. Come join me Saturdays at 4 on the We Empowered Network. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, you all. So I hope you took some notes when I was going over those four tips. If you did not, I, of course, will provide those four tips again for you so you can have them. Okay. The resources that I want to talk about with you, AARP. Oh, faithful AARP. AARP.org/caregiving. They have a just various information and resources to help you as a caregiver. So please go onto their site. You do not have to be a member to obtain the resources and go onto AARP. So again, it's aarp.org/caregiving. And they have a lot of resources. They also have a number that I'm going to share with you that you can call that number and let them know what area you in, what state you live in, and they can provide you resources in your area. That number is 877-333-5885. Again, 877-333-5885. So call that number and they can provide you resources that you may need during your caregiving journey. Okay, stop being prideful, stop saying you can do it all yourself, because you can't, because I could not. If I didn't have my brothers, if I didn't have my support system, I would not be living in my right mind right now. Okay. So I had to really make sure that I leaned on my support system. My husband, my boys, they all helped. Everyone had their role that they played in my life to help me, because again, I was I was screaming on the inside, y'all. That was my mama. That was my sweet mama, my intelligent mama, my mama who knew everything. I was like, how this happened to my mother? So I was screaming on the inside. But while I was screaming on the inside, I had a support system. I had people that loved my mom enough and said, hey, I am here to help you in whatever capacity. And that was a big plus for me. It really was. And of course, with God, I couldn't have done it anyway. Okay. So don't forget that relationship with God. Okay. That's a relationship you need to keep every single day. You wake up with a grateful heart and make sure that you ask God to lead you in your journey. The next resource that I have for you is 211.org. That's another resource that you can go online to 211.org, and they have different tips and advice for you to provide as you go through this journey. And then, of course, there's singlecare.com. That site provide help with prescriptions and things like that. Also, in reference to prescriptions and medications, depending on what stage or phase your loved one is at, also reach out to their provider, their doctor. If they're in a hospital and they providing them a new prescription for something, a new medication, ask them if they have a one-time voucher. They may have a voucher that you can use, to help go towards the cost of the medication. At one time, my mom had blood clots, DVTs, and so she was placed on the blood thinner. And at that time, that medication was very pricey, but they did provide a one-time voucher for that particular prescription itself. And so, reach out and ask questions to your provider on what resources they have, what free resources they have to help. And then also we have Elder Care Locator. I would share that also, Elder Care Locator, and we also have Care Link. And then also during this phase, if you're caring for a loved one that is a seasoned, I would say, loved one, your geriatric provider. So you have a geriatric provider, and you also have a geriatric case manager. Please reach out to your geriatric case manager. They can provide you with resources to help you, answer questions for you, to get you the help that you need. Okay? I just really, really hope that you all taking down this information. You're going to share it with your family and friends, share it with a coworker that may need this information, you all, because in this world today, we know we have 43.5 unpaid family caregivers. There's 43.5 million unpaid family caregivers in the US today. That's a lot of caregivers trying to navigate this journey, may not have a support system, may need a support system, may need financial assistance. Again, they're unpaid. We were all unpaid, caregivers. So share this with someone. There's someone out there right now screaming on the inside. They need a release, they need help, they need hope, as a caregiver. Because again, people look at us, oh, you're doing a great job taking care of your mom. But I'm screaming on the inside. I'm screaming on the inside. I was screaming on the inside, you all. I needed help. I needed help beyond just taking care of mom as well. I needed help with my mental state. I needed help with my spiritual state. So let's not shy away from obtaining help and seeing a therapist. Yes, I see a therapist now myself. Appointment is August the 10th. Yes, it is. Okay. So don't shy away from help that you need. You may need help outside of your church, and that's okay. Don't shy away from obtaining the help that you need. Because at the end of the day, you are responsible for your loved one and you are responsible for yourself. Okay? So I will share these resources with you all. I'm just happy to be able to help you all. This is my passion for you all, to be happy to help you all. Don't be passive in this journey. Ask questions, seek resources, get help, and don't live alone. You don't have to do this by yourself. I am here for you. If you ever need any questions, come on over to my Keep Living in Your Right Mind Facebook group. It's for family caregivers and supporters. I don't leave out the supporters. Someone said, Janae, why you got family caregivers and supporters? Because supporters are essential. They are important to this journey. Okay, so I don't leave them out as well. Okay, I wanted to leave y'all with something. I see I have a few minutes left in my program, and I just wanted to read you all something that I shared at my mom's homegoing service when she won. And yes, she won back in 2021. August of 2021, she won. And so now she's smiling, at us and saying, job well done, my kids, her children that took care of her. But I wanted to read you something that I read at her service, and I really hope that it encouraged you in your journey, even as believers, and even if you're not, maybe after I read this, you will become a believer. So I'm always looking for opportunities to bring some more people into the kingdom. Okay, so I just want to read you this, and if I get a little emotional, just be patient with me, okay? But I just want to read you just a little bit of what I read at her homegoing service, just to encourage you and let you know you're not in this journey, by yourself. Okay? As I cared for my dear mother, some would often ask me, how did you do it? Why do you do that? You have a full life. At times, I would simply answer, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is my mother. There's no other option for me. And then as the years progressed, and as my mom would say, keep living, I continued to read the word. Matthew 6:33 became one of my best friends. Hmm. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. And then I cried on over to Romans 12:10. It states, be devoted to one another in love, honor one another above yourselves. And then 2020 came, and I went from crying to screaming and fell over to Psalms 91. And that became the scripture that I read to my mom and that I live by each day. And the scripture simply says, whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. And down to 4, it says, he will cover you with his feathers. Under his wings, he will find refuge, and his faithfulness will be your shield and your barrier. Be encouraged, you all. Until next time, post any questions you have for me. Reach out to me on Keep Living in Your Right Mind for family caregivers and supporters. Take care. Keep living in your right mind.